And so, according to him, I know he wanted to just come, maybe talk to our church like he spoke yesterday, and maybe talk to our leaders in church, just a few leaders in church. So when he told me that, I decided, okay, if you are coming, we're not going to take it lightly, like maybe just come in and talk to a few people. No, we're going to make it open so that more people can benefit from his coming. So that we decided, as a matter of fact, I decided with Sister Olga. Yes, Sister Olga Jomo, she is the regional coordinator with Mr. Nkwete, regional coordinator of Lead Missions International. So, yes, so we decided that we are going to just let the program open and give more opportunity for many people to come and benefit from the wells of leadership experience that he has had for many years. So that's why we decided to put us in this room so we can enjoy from him. How many of you will be happy to enjoy from him? Thank you so much. And then we want to really appreciate him for deciding to come and visit Bafoussam. It's a big privilege because I'm not sure he has decided to visit any other region for more than 10 years. Apart from the fact that he comes, stay in Yaoundé, bam, go back. But so we are privileged in Bafoussam that he has visited us. And we pray that he will visit other regions too. Two of us. Bamenda? Those from Bamenda? Yeah. Southwest, those from Southwest. Those from Southwest. Littoral, those from Littoral, that you should come to Littoral and go to other parts of the nation. Because we have a lot of people who are following his programs on leadership. And he has trained a lot of people all over the world. So, Bafoussam, we are privileged. So, that is me. And I'm really, really happy that you are here. So, welcome home. So, please feel free and just relax about this environment. We're trying to make sure that this environment is well developed and more comfortable for many of us. Maybe if we dance a little bit here, you can start feeling heat. There's no AC here, so sometimes we use the fan, and sometimes the fan comes on, it doesn't come on. But all the same, what is important is our leadership development. And please, if you want to use the restroom at any time, just meet any of the protocols or the ushers. They're going to show you where you're going to be. So that is me. So please, can you just help me go to your next neighbor? Just introduce yourself to your neighbor. I am this person. I am that person. It's good that when you are sitting together, you should know who you are seated with. Introduce yourself to your neighbor. That's what I mean. To your neighbor. Just take that time. Just take that time and do that. While we are doing that, I'm going to allow the media decks to play this song, this background song, and then we're going to take a selfie. We want to announce to everybody that Bafoussam Leadership Summit has started. Bafoussam Leadership Summit has started. So please make sure, you can even go to the next table. I mean, just make sure that you make friends around, right? Welcome. Let's stand to our feet. Just stand. Stand. Thank you. You can go to the next neighbor. We cannot just go to the next neighbor. Just greet somebody and welcome the person. Tell the person, welcome to Bafoussam Leadership Summit. Take some selfie. Take some selfie with your neighbor. Take some selfie. Dance the song and take some selfie. Welcome to Bafoussam Leadership Summit with Dr. Madison Ngafeeson. Welcome, welcome. Go to your neighbor, take a selfie. Post it online that you are in Bafoussam Leadership Summit. Go to the next neighbor, take a selfie, tell that neighbor you are in Bafoussam Leadership Summit. Yes, yes, keep doing that. You may not have this moment, or take some selfie. You may not have this moment, so just take some time and enjoy yourself. Take some time and just take some selfie. Take some selfie with your friend. You may not have the time to do that, so please, just do it now. Do it now.
Magique système. Toujours nous. Ah, ça change pas. Ah ouais. Ah, Chouki avec Red One. Est-ce que ça marche? Ça va pas.
I have decided. Thank you. Thank you.
Raise your voice and shout. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Some people are still taking. Okay, thank you so much. Please, let's take our seat. Let's take our seat. Thank you. DJ, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for that exercise. I'm not so happy about the exercise. That is what we do in our leadership summit, lead missions everywhere we go. We want to always make sure that you feel that relaxed and that comfortable. Because when you want to get leadership, coaching, and information, you need to be relaxed. True of us? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without any waste of time, I want to invite here a Cameroonian. And he's a husband and a father and a businessman, a business professor, a leadership coach and mentor. Someone that through his organization, through Lead Missions International, he has been able to train more than 35,000 leaders across more than 50 countries all over the world. Last month, we were in Kigali, and Lead Missions was celebrating 10th anniversary. I can't believe that for the past 10 years, somebody who decided to start training people, who decided to accept the responsibility of leadership, for the past 10 years has been able to train more than 35,000 plus leaders. You can't believe that. Ladies and gentlemen, that very person that has traveled to more than 4 continents of the world is in Bafoussam. And without much ado, help me stand to your feet as we celebrate and we receive Dr. Madison Ngafeeson. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can take your seat. Okay, good. All right. So I just want to say thank you for deciding to
to take this afternoon so that we can be together. It is a joy for me to be here, and I want to thank each and every one of you who took time to be here. I want to thank especially Pastor Harmony Ngafeeson for giving us this space so that we can all meet here and have this wonderful time together. And I want to guarantee you that for the time that we are going to be here, we are going to have a really good time. And you are going to learn about leadership. And I'm going to, just, pour out my heart to you when it comes to the subject of leadership and what it can do for your life and my life. And the things I'm going to be sharing with you are things that I have learned, over a period of about 30 years. So now that you can already start knowing that though I look really young, I'm not as, yes. But leadership is very powerful, and leadership can really transform your life and my life. And I want you to take what you're going to hear very seriously, because if you can take this and you can apply it in your life, you will not be the same. And before too long, you will notice that wherever you are, whether, I don't care where you are, you would rise to the top just very easily, because leadership is the quickest way to rise to the top, right? So, I want to start today. By the way, this screen here is going to have some of my slides. So if you want to, whatever I'm going to be saying, some of the things are going to be on that. So if you can make sure that the majority of the people can see that, put it in a way that majority of the people can see that, that will be good, because then they can follow with that, right? So let me just introduce myself just a little bit. And by the way, the screen is small. Sometimes we might not see everything there, but this is a little bit about me, and this is how I look at myself. Number one, I always say to people that I am a Cameroonian. So, the reason why it's important is because we are in Cameroon now. So, that may not be news for you, but everywhere I go in the world, I have to let them know that where I come from. I'm very proud of my country. I don't think that it's a mistake that God decided that my exit or my entrance into the world would be here. So I'm very, very proud of that. So I always also see myself, and by the way, I'm also an author. So I saw somebody with my copy of my book here. All right, this is a second book that I wrote. It's called The Day Before Tomorrow, How to Make Today Count. And that is a book that you ought to read. It's found in 3 languages, in English, in French, and in German. So you can get it if you know, in any of those 3 languages. I'm also a business professor, so my real job is teaching students and researching. So I'm a professor of business analytics at Palm Beach Atlantic University in Florida, in the United States of America. I'm also the chair of the Department of Business Analytics at my university. The other thing that I do is that I'm a family man. I am married to my dear wife. I call her my first lady, Claudia Ngafeeson, and we are blessed with 3 children. We are blessed with a 22-year-old, Triumph, who is studying her master's degree in business analytics too. I don't know why she chose that, but I think guess like father, like daughter. And we have a son. He is 20 years old, and he will be graduating from his first degree this December. And then we have our last, who is in high school, who is 16 years old, Madison Jr. So that is my family. I also look at myself like a person of faith. I'm very strongly rooted in faith and in the Word. So that is how I also look at myself. What else did I? Okay, good. I'm also an entrepreneur, yes. So I also own a side business other than what I do at the university. But the way I look at myself overall is that I'm a leader. So if you look at that diagram there, in the center is leader. I see myself as a leader in the church of God, in the house of God, a leader in my family, a leader in the university circles, and a leader in the entrepreneurship world. I look at myself and like a leader in my country too. So that is really how I see myself. So, so this is my family right here. That's my first lady, Claudia, and then this is us, all of us together. And these are the people that keep me on my tipping toes, making sure that I behave well. So I thank God for them because they have made me the person that I am. But today, I'm also very, very, very honored that I have, the person that gave birth to me is here. Yeah. So I want us to welcome my dear mother. And Mama, can you just stand to your feet so that they can see you? Yes, that is Mama Miriam Ngafeeson. That is my dear, dear mother. So when Prince Nikombarga said, "Sweet mother, I no go forget you for this suffer way you suffer for me," I think that she was, Prince Nikombarga was talking about her, but he did not know that. So thank you very much, Mama, for coming to be here with me. So that is part of my family too, right? And I have many other family members here. If I start, I will not even end. So I just want to limit it to that. But like you have already heard, we have trained more than 35,000 leaders from more than 55 countries of the world, and we are counting. In fact, we have not put the statistics for this year there. This is as of last year, so we are still counting the numbers. So, and because of what we have been doing around the world, we have had lots of recognition for what is happening. I don't know if you can see the picture there, but the picture to your right, I'm standing with another gentleman there, and that is my mentor. This is Dr. John C. Maxwell. Dr. John Maxwell is a leadership guru. Yeah, he has written over 60 books in the area of leadership. There is nobody living or dead that has written on leadership than him. Yes, and he happens to be my mentor. And I am part of the Maxwell Leadership Organization. So in 2023, the Maxwell Leadership Organization does what they call Leadership Culture Awards, where they recognize leaders that have made impact, in the community and around the world. So in 2023, out of over 55,000 leaders, I was the top 20, the top 10, and number 1 in 2023. And that just goes to show that, and by the way, I was the second African that ever got that. So all the time it's elsewhere. So that showed to us that Africa is getting on the map. Africa is coming on the map. Before me in 2022 was another lady, and for those of you who were in Rwanda, it was Betty Ogiel. Betty. Betty was the first African to ever hold that, get that award. Betty Ogiel is from the country of Uganda, and so it left Uganda from, Uganda is in East Africa and came to Central Africa, so that's good. And so, yes, so that is my mentor there, Mr. John Maxwell. And then on to the left is all of the faculty that teach in his program, that mentor in the program. So you see that I'm holding the trophy that they gave me for that. And then, by the way, generally they select you for one value that you stand out, and then they look at the person that exemplifies all of the values of the Maxwell leadership. So I have 2 awards there. So the one award is for someone who values people and adds value to them. And that's what I want to be known for, honestly. I want to be known as somebody who values people, who loves people truly and dearly and sincerely from their heart. And I want to be someone who adds value to those people. That is really what I want to represent. So it's interesting that of all the categories That was the category that got me in and everything. So that just kind of speaks to who I am as a person. So today, like I mentioned to you, I am going to be the material that I'm going to discuss with you today. And confidence, I want you to please get a clock and put me so that make sure that I keep to time. I like to keep to time. And so the material that I'm going to share with you is something that comes from the book that was written by my mentor, John Maxwell. And I am going to be sharing with you thoughts that come from the book called The 21 Laws of Leadership. Now, 21 Laws of Leadership. Now, we don't have all of the time on earth to go through all the 21 laws. So today, in this hour, I'm going to just talk to 3. And if you can really master these 3, they can set you on a good footing for how you can transform the world. So that is what I'm really going to be talking about. But let me start from the beginning. What is leadership? What is leadership? Because I think that many of us really miss out on the most important thing when it comes to leadership. I remember just a couple years ago, not far away, I was talking to a big minister in this country that everybody knows and that everybody loves to hate sometimes. I was talking to him and was telling him about a program that we were having in Hilton Hotel in Yaoundé. And he said to me, he said, Madison, yes, when you organize that program, so who are going to be there? I know that, I'm very busy. I cannot be there. So who are going to be there? So, the impression he was giving me is like, they, the leaders, and not some of them are not going to be there. So like, who now is going to be there? Do you get the feeling? And then I said, Mr. Minister, this is exactly the definition of leadership that we are trying to knock out from the heads of Cameroonians, which is that the leader is the minister, the leader is the governor, the leader is the president, and all of that. We are telling Cameroonians that you are your leader. You are a leader. Because we want them to know, number one, you are the leader of yourself, and you are the leader of your children. Nobody is coming from Yaoundé to come and help your child, pay their school fees, get them to school. Nobody is coming. No savior is coming, at least not from that direction. Are you still here with me? I seem like I'm already beginning to lose you just too early. You see, so because of what leadership is you. My mentor, Mr. John Maxwell, defines leadership simply as influence. Leadership is influence. He says it's nothing more, it's nothing less. In other words, leadership is the ability to influence not just others, but influence yourself, influence others to achieve the things that particular group or that particular organization or that particular set of persons want to achieve. So leadership is the ability to influence. How do you know a leader? You know a leader by the people that are following them, right? Because John Maxwell says something which is very interesting. He says, if thou thinkest thou leadest, and then on turning your back, you find that no one is following, you are just taking a walk. You are just strolling. You are just having a nice afternoon. You are not leading. So leadership is the ability to influence, and the proof of influence is followership. So in other words, if you say you are leading, how many people are following you? And when we say following you, be careful, because people follow people for different things. We are talking about following you for who you are and who you represent. Because I guarantee you, if you promise somebody 100,000, the person will leave Bamenda, borrow money from somebody, from the neighbor, come to Bafoussam to look for you. Because you promised them money. So that's the kind of leadership we are talking about. That one is led by the money. You are not the leader. It is what is in your hand that is leading the person. Are you getting what I'm saying? So sometimes the way we test true leadership is when we put you in the place where nobody is looking up to you financially or otherwise. That's why sometimes the true test of leadership is in organizations that everybody is a volunteer, because then you cannot force anybody. You are not paying them. They have their salaries already, so you can't do anything to anybody. But can they still abandon whatever they are doing and come and follow you? That is what leadership is all about. When I think about leadership, I think about, Jesus, and I think about what he did. Can you imagine what this man did? He came to a taxation office, and he came and called a guy called Matthew, and he says, "Come and follow me." And the guy left his the man left his tax books and all of that and followed him. For somebody to do that, this was a mature guy. It wasn't really. For somebody to leave that and follow you, you must be. There must be something special about you. And by the way, if you understand that the tax collectors of the day were the people that were the richest people in town because they collected more than they should collect, the tax collectors, that tax collection business has always boomed all through, even in Cameroon. Those that are at the port. That's why everybody wants to be at the port office. Anyway. So, for you to come and see somebody at the port of Douala and say, "Come and follow me," and then they leave the bags of bribes and all of that and follow you, there's something. There must be something about you, right? But now, and that should tell you about ethical influence. Ethical influence is such that people can throw aside every other thing and follow the vision for which you have. So leadership is influence. It's nothing more and it's nothing less. So in the next minutes that I have here, I will talk to us about 3 laws of leadership that can help you and me begin to lead ethically. Why do I stress on the word ethically or ethics? It's because there are many ways that you can lead people unethically, right? You can coerce people, you can lie to people, you can cheat on them, and then they will follow you because of a certain whatever you told them that is not true or that is wrong. But then, because again, if we define leadership as influence, you can influence people to do the wrong thing. That's what Hitler did. The killing of 6 million Jews was because somebody led an entire group of people against an entire other group of people. So, we are stressing here about values-based leadership. We are stressing here about ethical leadership. How can you and me influence people ethically so that they are not just following us for the wrong reasons? They are not following us because we lied to them. They are not following us for a bag of rice that was distributed during election time. They are following you because they really, really value what you're doing. So it's amazing what a bag of rice can do. Anyway, story for another day. But we're talking about ethical leadership. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 laws. Now, the first law is called the law of the lid. The law of the lid, L-I-D. So you know how, if you take this bottle has a lid. This is the lid of the bottle. So the law of the lid talks about the lid that covers that. If you look at there's a man in that bottle, and then there's a lid over him, and he can only go as far as he can go. So the law of the lid simply says that your leadership ability will determine how much of your potential you can release. Your leadership ability will determine how far you take your potential. Now, let me just say this. Potential is a very powerful word. Potential speaks to what you can do before you ever did it. Potential speaks to all that God put in you at creation and purposed you for that you have not even lived it. I still remember that when I was in Form 1 or so, in physics, we learned about potential energy. And anybody still remembers that class? A certain Mr. somebody or a certain Mrs. somebody taught you that, right? Potential energy is energy that has not yet been spent. Energy that is nothing has yet been released. And then when you want to release it, it becomes what? Kinetic energy. That means it is moving. It becomes now a forceful thing to reckon with. So, but all of us have potential. All of us have potential. But here is the truth. Many of us will leave this earth having used just a little bit of our potential. Having used what? Just a little bit of our potential. Why? Because of our ability to lead. Because your ability to lead is your ability to lead. Wherever your ability to lead is, it puts a lead on your potential. So if your ability to lead is at this level, then that's where your ceiling will be. You can consider the lead to also be like the ceiling. You notice that if I jump too high, there's a ceiling that is going to tell me, Madison, you have done it too much now. Right? Your ability to lead now, therefore, becomes that ceiling that says that this is how far your potential can go. So in other words, when you want to go far, what do? You increase your leadership ability. And when you increase your leadership ability, then more potential can manifest. You increase your leadership ability, more potential can manifest. Now everybody, do this. Just like maybe take your hand and you put it just like that near your, around your chest. So let me say that this is your leadership ability. If this is your leadership ability, now watch this. You can only lead people up to this level. If this is your leadership ability, everybody, this is where you can take them to. Because this is your lead. This is your ceiling. So now let me say that you wanted to grow the people further. What should you do then? You have to increase your leadership. Once you increase, see where the people are. What are they going to now do? They're going to now start rising. And then once they hit you again, they're going to stay there until the day that you make your move. So if you look at leadership as on a scale of 1 to 10, and you are at a 5 on 10, then you can only lead people. If you are very powerful, you lead them to a 4. Because a man can only give that which he has. So if you're at a 7, if you are very skilled, then you can lead people to 6. Because you cannot even lead them to where you are, because you see what I'm saying? Because if you knew where you are, then you would have already gone up. So that is what you have to do. You and me need to work on our leadership. Why? Because once your leadership increases, then your potential can manifest. So, let me give another kind of illustration. If this was, consider this room to be where all the space that you have in the world. If this was all of the space that you had in the world, and you were practicing how to be someone that runs the marathon, and you were trying to practice running marathon in this place, Now, do you see that you will have a really difficult time? Even you can even do 100 meters here. Because this one is not, it's less than 100 meters. I can see. Right? So then, the problem will not be that you cannot run a marathon. Now, this room now becomes the obstacle and the hindrance for you showing the potential that you already have. Because every time you want to do it, then you hit the door. Then anytime you hit this other wall, then the other one. And then at the end of the day, you just kind of... Right? So anytime you want to grow your potential, your God-given potential, because that is your potential is what God gave to you and me free of charge. And all of us here have potential in us. But here's the problem. We will never exercise all of that potential unless we increase what? Our leadership ability. So that is what that law says. Leadership ability is the lead that determines your level of effectiveness. Right? So, the lower an individual's ability to lead, the lower the lead on their potential. The higher somebody's ability to lead, the higher the lead on their potential. They can do more because they can lead. Now, let me just give you a practical example. So, if you are a businessman or you do a business, your ability to lead will determine how successful you'll be as a businessman. And let me show you why. So let me say that your business is that you sell eggs. So your ability to make people buy eggs from you will determine how successful you become as a business person. True or false? So the problem is not that people don't eat eggs. Because you're selling the same eggs that everybody is selling. But the other people are, wealthier selling eggs, but you are not wealthy selling eggs. So the problem is not the eggs, because you might even buy the eggs from the same person, wholesale. So the problem is not that. So all of the people that do businesses, think about all of the people that do businesses around where you are. You know the ones that are successful, right? And you know the ones that are just struggling, right? So the other people, the only thing they've done is they have figured out a way to convince more people to buy from them. And so the more they buy from them, the more money they have. The more money they have, the more they can reinvest in their business. The more money they can reinvest in their business, the more money they can have. And so they are becoming wealthier and wealthier. But it's a leadership thing. It's a leadership thing. So the law of the lead, therefore, tells us that we have to be able to raise the lead. Now, the question now becomes, how can I raise the lead? Now, I know that you cannot see that, but by the way, I think after this I will do a PDF so that I can send to you. And then if you register, that's why we ask you to register. We can click and send that to you by email, and then you have it in your email so that you can have my notes. So one of the ways that you can increase your lead is through just character. Let me ask you, if you wanted to if you wanted somebody to marry, let me just say that, pretend that you are big, you have a child that you can marry out, right? You have a daughter. If you had a daughter that you wanted to give the hand in marriage, will you give it to somebody who doesn't have character, or will you give it to the person who has character? Huh? Okay. So guess what you have just done? So what you are now saying is that, when you have character, people are going to come your way. Character is a way that you can influence people. By being a good person, what you are doing is that you are increasing your ability to influence others. Because now you are reliable. Now you are trustworthy. Now people can say, if I give him some money and I come back and ask him 2 days afterwards, he's going to give it back to me. They trust you. That is a tool that you can translate into leadership. See, the reason why I have people that follow me around the world, and the reason why I have people that follow me voluntarily, is because they trust me. So character is a very important thing. So when you want to increase your lead of leadership, start increasing your character. Because your character determines how far you can go. Right? So number 2, charisma. Charisma also is a very important thing. Charisma is simply that sense of passion. So, people that are not passionate influence less. So, having charisma is also very important. That's why if we think about some of the greatest leaders in the world, like Martin Luther King Jr., notice that they are very passionate people. They have charisma. I have a dream. You see, they are very passionate. Even the way they speak, you can tell from their voices. Also, commitment. When you are somebody who is committed, people begin to like you because they like somebody that they can trust. Somebody who is committed means that you can be sure. Okay, Pastor Harmony just told us that there were people that registered for this seminar, but they're not here. They're not committed. That's simply it. So if you wanted somebody that you can rely on, will you want somebody that is committed or somebody who is uncommitted? Simple. Because they are committed, people are also committed to them. And that is leadership. It starts there. Right? Another thing that you need to start growing is your communication. Because leadership also is something that can be communicated. Usually leaders have a vision and then they have to take that vision and explain that vision to other people that need to follow them. So if they cannot communicate that vision, even though they have a really wonderful, nice vision, nobody is following them. Why? Because they cannot communicate that. So you have to learn and increase your communication. Become a better communicator so that you can pass along what you are doing. Right? Even Jesus Christ himself was a great communicator. He was so great a communicator that sometimes people will ask him a question, he would just tell them a story. And after that he says, okay, who do you think was a neighbor to the one that fell among the thieves? And the people are answering the question for themselves. He said, you see, very easy. He was a communicator. Every time they asked him, because he would just say, and before he finishes, then people say, oh my God, he was talking about us. And he would tell a story of something else, and the people say, oh, he's talking to us. Even the Pharisees knew that. He said he's talking to us. And then sometimes they would try to trick him, and he would just kind of look at them and just. So, communication is very important. The other thing is competence. In other words, you are skilled. That is why people who are not skilled at what they do cannot lead people in that area. Yeah, if you are a teacher who is not skilled at teaching, don't expect that students will follow you. I still remember all of the teachers that did not teach well. That certain Mr. Somebody. I still remember, I went to secondary school in GSS Bali back then. Now it's GBHS, but it used to be GSS back in our day. And there was a certain physics teacher. The first thing he comes to class every day, the first thing that he says is, physics is not for everybody. And do you know something? So I almost did not write my physics GCE because I was like, maybe, because every day, the only thing that made me to stay in physics for a long time is, when everybody, people have failed the exam and all of that, I used to have like at least 10 and 11. So I was like, no, at least. I'm not like the other guys who had 5. You see? So now I kept saying, maybe. And so the day that I was writing my GCE, O levels, that day we were writing geography, and it was geography and physics. So I read my geography first and did everything. When I feel like, okay, let me just look at physics and see if whatever. And then I read it, and then we went and wrote, geography paper 1 and, physics paper 1 and geography paper 1. So I was like, that thing was not that bad. So I said, maybe paper 2 will be the one now that will really. And then I read again my geography first, and then I read, and then when I wrote, I thought that, and then I passed the geography. I like, oh, maybe, I'm sorry, the physics. And then thought, oh, if I put more time into this. But again, it is the voice of my teacher every time. Physics is not for everybody. You see? Competence. If he was a skilled teacher, he would know that all of these things are teachable. There is nobody that was born knowing all of the physics, including him. You see? But he just needed to encourage us. So that's why incompetence can be a very destructive factor. And then on the other hand, I always had very good math teachers. Interestingly. From secondary school to high school, I always had very good math teachers. Look at what happened to me. I liked math so much, and I made it in math all through. And even though I did not do math at university, when I went to the United States of America, I was teaching math. Teaching math to students and being paid just because I knew math. And just because my teachers were all good math teachers. Until today, all of my math teachers, I still am in contact with them. And some of them were Peace Corps. When I went to the United States, I dug out and found all my 2 Peace Corps math teachers, wherever they are found, Mr. Milan and Mr. Carey. Why? Because of their impact. That is leadership. I'm talking about something that happened 35, 37 years ago, but I'm still in contact with them today because of, and they're not even in my country. They are going and look for them in their own country because of their impact. So that's why it's good to do what you do well, because that will put you in a place where you lead. Mr. Sama Robert was my math teacher in high school till today. I'm still connected to him. In fact, one of the times I brought him to one of my programs, lead missions programs, and said, this is my best math teacher that I have around. And said, I wanted people to listen to him. Why? Because he had so much impact in my life. So through competence, if you're a competent medical doctor, patients will love you. If you're a competent midwife, people will come for you to deliver their babies. Competence is a thing. Excellence is good. Right? So you can raise your lead through competence. So whatever you are doing, just ask yourself, are you really competent? Can people really trust what you are doing? Right? Another way you can lead is through courage. Increase your courage. Leaders are very courageous people. Because there will be times that you cannot. There are certain things that are difficult to do. They are challenging to do. And leader says, well, there is a lot of risk, but I will still do it anyway. And to do that, people like that, and people follow courage. Right? We just organized a program in the country of Rwanda. And it was a lot. It took a lot. There was a time that I said, who sent me to do this? Like, I was like, if there was a way to cancel the program, I would have done it. But, but when the program finally happened, it was powerful. We had delegates from over 17 countries of the world, 200 plus. 4 ambassadors attended the program in the country of Kigali, Rwanda. We had keynote speakers from P.L. Olumumba, if any of you know, Vusi Tembekwayo, and all of that, and other great leaders out there. But again, sometimes you have to take courage. It takes courage to do that. For those people to come to your program, I don't know if I need to tell you this, but they are paid speakers. So they're not just coming to say, oh, I love what you are doing. I like this. Yeah, courage. And then another thing is discernment. Discernment is very powerful. The ability to be able to tell things even without evidence. You can feel and you just say, this is wrong. I don't know, I just have a wrong feeling about this. I'm not going to do this. When you are a leader who can discern, people follow you. So I'm talking about ways that you can increase your lead. Start asking yourself, am I discerning? Am I discerning in my life? Focus is also one thing. Focus is another way. When you are somebody who can, there are people that they I mean, have you ever seen those people? They start doing this thing, and before they think, they abandon it, and then go to the other and start from afresh again before they abandon it. And at the end of the day, they have never achieved one thing in their life because they cannot focus. Right? Another thing is generosity. Do you know if you're a generous person, you will be a leader, because many people are looking for someone who can just give them a helping hand to get to where they are getting to. So if you become someone that people can trust to do that, you become a leader very easily, and they will gather around you. For those of you who read your Bibles, there's something. David became a leader. You know how he became a leader? It is said, the Bible says that all of those who were disgruntled, all of those who were in debt, all of those who were, he said they gathered to him and he became their leader. So by the time, and then at the end of the story of David, it says that those people that they were in debt and all of that, it says that they were David's mighty warriors. So he took debtors and made them mighty people. Showed them generosity. Started providing for them and teaching them how to live their lives. Before they ended, they were called David's mighty men. So a leader is the one who is able to take people from zero and make them heroes. Can you do that? So grow your generosity. Grow your initiative taking. There are people that never take initiatives. They're always waiting for somebody to do something first. Right? They're waiting for the first person to start a church so that they can attend. They're waiting for the person that will open a school so that they can be a teacher. They're waiting for the... See, they never take any initiative of their own. They're looking for somebody who is selling the best clothes in town so that they can go and buy. So, they never take initiatives. Learn how to take initiatives. Through taking initiative, you can be a leader. Because guess what? If you take your initiative and you start making very decent clothing, what will happen? People will start coming to buy from you. And before you know it, somebody will say, can you teach me how to do that? So they will become like your apprentice. And then from there, you can build a whole business based out of that. Another thing that you can grow is your passion. You need to know why you are here on earth. Find your purpose. And once you have found your purpose, be passionate about your purpose. That is one way that you can grow your leadership, just through passion. People like to follow people who know where they are going to. In fact, do you know that somebody can actually be doing a very wrong thing, and because they are passionate, people will still follow them? Go on social media. All of these influencers, so-called influencers, some of them are doing nonsense out there, but people are following them. Why? Because they are just bored. Somebody will just say something stupid, and you're just like, wow, the guy is very bold. And then you just go and watch the person and just sit there watching the person, and the person is making money out of that stupidity. And you are the one paying him by watching. Because you know that all of these influencers, they are paid according to the number of views. So now you are contributing to their money and you don't know. And they're selling stupidity. But just because they have a passion. The way they say it. Now, do you know that you can go and also be bold and say the right thing, and before you know it, people will start following? Because the same thing that is true in the negative is also true in the positive. And can I even say that? Okay, because I see some pastors here. Our pastors are here. So let me say something in the area of pastors. Do you know that the loudest voices in Africa when it comes to the gospel, and I have problems with them, right? But they are very, very loud, and because they are very, very bold, many people are following them. Even when they preach stupidity. And sometimes I wonder who is sitting in that church, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands. I'm like, what is happening? I don't know if I should go there. You come to a church and they say, I see your fridge, and then I open the fridge, I come to your house, and then I see, your father is a man. Is that true? Is that not true? And your mother is a woman. And then that's prophecy. That's prophecy. Right? Stupidities. But because they are very bold. And then, you see. But you could do the same thing for the truth. I get you. I'm using wild examples, but I'm just trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point. Because now and then they have brought cameras on you. Your father is a man. Is that not true?
It's true, sir. It's true, sir.
And they say, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. And you see, they are very bold. And they can't even make you lie. I've seen places where they are saying something. You can see in the man's eye that, no. You know, I say, your mother is from this village. You say, no, my mommy no come off now for that place. And then the way the man is looking at you is like, oh, you know that if you answer otherwise, you are in trouble. Oh. Passion. So some of us have the right thing in our hearts, but we are not passionate. We say, do you want to? And then the person look like, hey, if I'm going to do that thing, I'm like that. I prefer to do the other one. You know, we have the right vision. We have the right things, but we are not passionate about what we have. Do you know that Jesus was by the way, Jesus is my number one leader. So just know that, so lots of things that I learned from him. You know that Jesus was very passionate. He came one day in the temple and when people were selling doves and all of that, he turned over the table. I said, you have turned my father's house into a den of thieves. And then the Bible said that what he was doing was because it was written of him, your zeal has consumed me. Passion. You know, you can be a great leader only using the tool of passion. Then positive attitude. That's one thing that can grow your lead. Positive attitude. There are many of us here is that every time they talk to you, the way you speak doesn't show that you have a positive attitude. So every time everybody greets you, say, we the manager. And you're managing nothing just yet. You're not a manager. So, positive attitude. People like to come around people that have positivity. When you come and somebody's always talking about a negative story, when you come, they tell you a sad story. By the time you are leaving them, that's how your battery has run down. Your battery is flicking like red. You need to go and charge yourself. That's how some people are. You know what I'm talking about? There are some people that you should never receive their phone call in the morning. The whole day is destroyed. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people sometimes, like, you don't need to answer phone calls from everybody at any time. So we know for those people, I wait till it is night time. When I have finished with my day, I'm very happy. God has blessed me. And then I take that one because the energy I have can neutralize. You know what I'm talking about. But positive attitude can make you a leader. People like to hang around positive people. Right? Another tool that you can use also is problem solving. Now, if you are a problem solver, you become an automatic leader. By the way, everyone in the world that receives a salary or a pay, they do so for solving a problem. Why is it that people have teaching jobs? Because they are solving ignorance problems. Why is it that people are carpenters? Because they are solving furniture problems. Why is it that people are politicians? See? Do you notice that because they are creating problems? See, politicians are one of the groups of people that I always wonder, like, what are they there for? Right? I'm serious, like, why is Supermont the number one water making company in Cameroon? Because they are solving thirst problems. Anybody who is thirsty, and you are holding a seminar like this one, you have to buy them and put it on your table. Because they are solving your problem and you have to pay them for solving it. So that's why they became the leader. They are the number one in Cameroon. So that's how they became the leader. So if you want to be a leader, look for a problem and solve it with the maximum excellence. People will follow you. Are you listening to me? Yeah, so problem solving. Then, if you want to raise your lead in terms of relationships, people who are highly relational are great leaders. Because people follow them. People follow them. People follow them. One of the reasons why somebody like Barack Obama became the first president or black president of America in America was because where he started his political journey was being a community organizer. Meaning he would come to a community and say, let us put our hands together and let us do this and do that. And he learned the skills of relationship. And that's why he used that relationship and climbed up to the highest office in a land that does not permit people of that kind of color to be president. And he was 2 times and maximized all of his terms and then before stepping down. Until today, he goes into the history that he was the very first. So what Martin Luther King used to say, I have a dream that one day, that is, he helped fulfill that prophecy. That is how powerful that can be. All of that, relationships. So don't play. So if you are here and you are not serious about relationships, you can't start growing relationships. Care about other people. When you meet somebody, don't only be looking at what can I take from her. Like, what is it that I can now? You're looking like that kind of relationship is more like a scammer. Just looking for what you can take out of people. You're not contributing. You're not asking them how they are doing. You're not sincerely interested in also helping them to go to where they're also going. You're only thinking about you. Now, when you become somebody that is highly relational, you begin to be a leader. Why? Because someone, and by the way, everyone in this room likes somebody who truly, genuinely cares for them. True or false? Come on. So that means if I can prove to you that I care really about you, guess what? Will you not be my friend? Now tomorrow, if I lacked 500 to pay my taxi and you have it, will you not give me? Come on. If I open a business, will you not patronize it? Relationships alone will make you do that. Sometimes there are people that work in my team and that do things with me just because of a relationship. I may be doing something, they might not really understand it fully. They might not really be like they need it, but they're just like, Madison is the one doing it, I have to come. Relationships is powerful. Relationships are powerful. All right? Another way you can grow it is through just responsibility. Grow your responsibility. Raise your lead on responsibility. Now, when you are given a task, do you really do it? When you give yourself a task, do you really do it? Do you really carry it to the end? Responsibility is a thing. And people that are highly responsible, people tend to trust. People tend to follow. People that are very responsible. How many of you here have been in Jangis and all of that? Jangi. Now, when you're in Jangi and then you want to choose a treasurer, who do you look for? Yeah. See, there's a very simple formula. If you are looking for somebody who to keep your Jangi money, look for the person that already has the money. And has that amount of money already. Like before you ever contributed and created whatever, they already have that. Okay? So if you're in Jagi, when you put it together, it's 100,000. Give it to the person who has already 300,000 before you ever give anything. Because at the worst case scenario, it's going to take out of that 300 and give you the. You get what I'm saying? Responsibility. Right? Another thing is security. When people come around you, how secure are they? How secure are the people? How secure are they? When you make people feel secure, then that is a leadership tool. Because guess what? They come to you. I guarantee you there are some of you here that people come and tell their secrets to. Things that they have never told anybody, they will come and tell it to you. There's something. It's because they feel like you are secure. They feel like their secret is secure in your hands. And that is a very powerful leadership tool. Because guess what? You alone have the key of helping those people. Because they only tell it to send it to you. The other people don't know. And so you can turn it around and use it for good. But guess what? That is also a two-edged sword. Can I tell you a story here? Let me tell you a story, right? So there were a group of friends that gathered, and they were saying, please, and all of them were pastors. By the way, pastors, I'm sorry about this story I'm about to share. And they were pastors, and they said, okay, let all of us just tell us the area of your weakness. Right? So they started saying, okay, pastor, what is your own area of weakness? So I said, okay, I'm weak when it comes to finances. All right, okay. And then he said, okay, pastor, what about your own? He says, this other one said this one and that one. There was one pastor who did not say anything. And they said, pastor, what is you also? We have told you our weakness. You have to tell us your own weakness. And then he still sat quiet. No, the people said, no. We are not leaving this place until you tell us your own weakness. He said, do you really want to hear my own weakness? They said, yes. He says, when all of you were talking, I can't wait to get out of here. And tell everybody what you people said in this place. So I cannot wait. I tell you, as we were talking like that, I was just imagining how if people know that this is really what is happening. So I can't wait. That's my own weakness. Anyway. All right. Self-discipline is a way that you can grow your lead. You know. Because when you have self-discipline, it means that you have control. You have control. When you have self-control, people respect you. Right? Another thing is through serving. It's through serving. When you serve people, you can become their leader. Serving is very, very powerful. When I say serving here, don't just see serving like a lesser person is doing something to a greater person. Serving is more than that. Serving means that I can use my gift to help you. I can use my knowledge. Maybe you are looking at, where can I do this? And say, I know somebody who can help you with that. What did you want to do? And then say, okay, see, I have served you because I gave you the knowledge that you can to do that. And because of that, guess what? Wow, you always, see, and next time if I have something, say, what do you want? Is it because I have served you, right? So and leadership is really simple. Leadership is service, right? Somebody said this, and I thought it was one of my greatest quotes of 2023 was that if serving is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. If you cannot serve because you are too big, well, then leadership is beyond you. You can't do leadership because leadership is service and serving others. Okay? Another thing you can do to increase your lead is just teachability, being teachable. There are some people that are very hard to teach. Right? Teachability is the... Because when you increase in teachability, it means that you can learn. And when you can learn, it means you can change. And if you can change, it means you can be better. And if you can be better, then people can follow you. Right? So teachability is a very big thing. Then last thing, but not certainly the least, is just vision. When you are somebody who has vision, people will follow you. You know, you have a vision for transformation of lives. You have a vision for how you can do a particular business, whatever that thing, that vision is. And people tend to follow people who have a clear picture of where they are going. You know, long time ago, I used to hear one of my friends say, he says, a vision is a mental picture of a preferable future. And I have never forgotten that because it was just very, very interesting. When you have that picture of the future, people tend to follow you. That's why people follow Martin Luther King Jr. He said, I have a dream. And people are like, oh, wow, that dream. But do you have a vision for your life? These are the things that help you and me to become. So that is how you can build that lead. That is how, you can increase your lead. You can raise your lead. So, how many minutes do I have? Are you sure? Because you showed me 20 before, so now it should have gone to something. So, the other thing that I'm going to touch about is the law of influence. So, remember that I said leadership is influence. I just defined leadership simply like that, right? Leadership is that ability to influence some other person, right? So if you can influence somebody, then you can lead them. And leadership is very powerful if you can understand that. Let me show you why everybody can be a leader. Now, if I stand before you, I want you to respond to me from this story. If I stand before you now and I break down and then I start to cry profusely, what will it cause? How will it change the atmosphere in this place? Somebody talk to me. People will begin to be sad, yes. What else? People will start they will start developing sympathy. Some might even join me in crying. So, in other words, I have influenced the people in this room. So, listen to this. The question is not whether we can influence people. The question is, what kind of influence are we having on people? Because everybody can influence somebody. If a child runs here and you find a wound on their leg, you yourself will be like, what is happening? What is happening? Who did that to you? Or what happened? You are going to ask questions like that. They just influence you. The question is, what kind of influence? Whether is it positive or is it negative? So the question is not whether you and me can influence. The question is, what kind of influence are we going to have? That is why you see, again, we have just talked about social media. People are doing stupid things and they have 500,000 followers. And you're wondering, like, because everybody can influence. Do you know what research shows? Research shows that the most introverted person, in other words, that one that is not talking, never talks, and all of that, the most introverted person influences about 10,000 people in their lifetime. The most introverted person influences about 10,000 people. Somebody who's quick with their phones. I want you to pick up a calculator. So now I want to show you something that would blow your mind, right? So put 10,000, go to your calculator, put 10,000. So the life expectancy in Cameroon is about 57 years. So I want to see what the least influential person in Cameroon can influence. So put 10,000 divided by 57. What did you get? So the least introverted person can influence 175 people every year till they die. Now, let me bring it again closer home and look at this. So, and this is the least influential person, right? Now, so what that means to you pastors is that if you were the least influential pastor, you have the potential to bring 174 people. That should already begin to blow your mind, like, what is going on? So what that means is that if you're a business person, you can bring 170. 100 what again? 175 clients to your business. You can do that. And this is for the least influential. We're not talking about those that can do more just yet. Think about it. So the question now is, but I'm sure you are wondering now, but if I can do that, why have I not already done that? The problem is that you are not intentional with your influence. So you smile at people, they smile back at you. You don't tell them that I deserve granite. You see what I'm saying? So you are influential, but because if they don't know that that's what you are, and if they don't know, and by the way, just because you are selling does not mean that they know that you need somebody to buy. You need to still tell them. Now, let me ask you a question. Which are the people? Tell me something. When you go around Bafoussam or wherever your town that you are living, which signboard do you see the most? What company's signboard do you see the most? Tell me, the ones that you see all over the country. MTN, yes. What? Orange. What else? Brasserie, right? Now let me ask you. Does MTN have customers? So why are they putting the billboards again? Does Brasserie have customers? So, but why are they putting again the signpost? Now, imagine that people who already own the whole place, they are still saying you can still come and buy. You can still come and have one man. That's it. Eh? And they are still like, back in the day, they used to say, I think was it 3-3 Expo, they used to say La Fox de l'Amitié. It wasn't them. So if the people that are owning all of those are still trying to tell you you can still come, it's not yet late, you can still come and buy, then you now that has your own, man, you are sitting quiet and you are expecting people to really come. Get some sense. So in other words, if you're a pastor, don't be tired of telling people you can come to church. You are welcome on Sunday. Don't say that did they not see the church signboard? When they were passing by, did they not hear people singing? Don't say that. Right? And if you're a business person, keep telling people, come to my shop. My shop. Keep telling them and keep showing them. I say, oh my God, look at the latest one that we just did. We just received a latest badge right now. People are flocking to the place because they want to pick the best. And look at it. Look at it. See how they are. Keep doing that. So the question is not whether you can influence. The thing is that you are influencing. So if you are like me, and I'm a leadership person, I'm always about building people. And every time I meet people, I say, you know what? And they say, oh my God, wow, I really like this. They say, oh, you can join our mentorship program. By the way, do you know when we're coming here, you need to know how many people have shared about what was happening here, about Bafoussam, and about when I leave Bafoussam, I'll be in Douala tomorrow. I'm speaking in Douala tomorrow evening and Wednesday morning. And I leave Wednesday morning and I go to the airport and on my way out of the country. You have to keep telling people. I keep saying, I'm coming to your town. And because I told them now, there are people that are waiting for me in Douala and they are going to travel from their own town to come to Douala for the program. But I could have put that on social media. I could have done it. And if I don't tell them, they will not do it. So even Jesus Christ did not wait for people to follow. He says, come follow me and I will make you a fisher of men. Come on. If Jesus could say that, who are you now to not? So learn how to use your influence. You have influence, but you are not using it. That's all. The organization you have, you can grow it through influence. The church you have, you can grow it. Your business, you can grow it through influence. But you have to learn how to use your influence. Now, the truth is that you cannot influence everybody, but you can influence some people. So influence the some that are yours to influence. So, influence is powerful, and leadership is influence. John Maxwell says nothing more, nothing less. Influence. And again, remember this quote that I gave you? He said, He who thinketh he is leading and no one is following is only taking a walk. That's how you know whether you are influencing, is when people are following you. And then I will just add that they are following you for the right reasons and for the right cause. Now, here are some things, some myths about leadership, right? Here are some myths about leadership. So people think that leadership is management. Management is different from leadership. Management is you taking care of what has been given to you. You can, management is you just being a good steward of what has been given to you. Leadership is about moving and giving people a vision and moving them from where they are to that next level, challenging the status quo. So just because you're a manager doesn't mean that you are a leader. So when I ask you, how are you doing? And you say, we they manage, you're just a manager, you're not leading. So another time, people think that because you're an entrepreneur, I have a business, then you're a leader. No. An entrepreneur is somebody who sees an opportunity and who crafts a solution for that opportunity. But unless you lead others to do that, you are not yet a leader. Right? Another thing people think is, if I just had more knowledge, or somebody who has a lot of knowledge, or somebody who is very intelligent, is already automatically a leader. Now let me ask you a question. How many of you here know the people who used to be first in your class? How many of you still remember those stuffongs? Those used to be number one in the class. Do you remember them? Now, think about them again. Put up your hand again. Do you remember? Can you see their images in your mind? Now, let me ask you, how many of them are leading somewhere? You see, some are leading for sure, but you notice that some of them have just disappeared. There's one classmate of mine that was so brilliant. So brilliant. I mean, he used to solve all the physics problems, all of the math problems. Back in the day, the math textbook was it Common Core? What was it called? Core course. Man, the man could solve all the miscellaneous, the miscellaneous problems, not the real one, not the miscellaneous problems in the thing. Woo! And then I used to just feel like, what? Today, all what is influencing is a few students in his classroom in the secondary school. These are people that could have been the next engineers in Cameroon, building planes and all of that. But sometimes, again, just because you have more knowledge doesn't mean you're a leader, right? And then another thing is people that are pioneers. You start off a ministry, you start off a business. Just because you are the first person to get there doesn't make you a leader. If you are the first to get there, get others there, then you are a leader. And people go there alone. If you go alone, you are not a leader. If you bring other people along with you, then you are a leader. And then this is the one that is the worst thing in Cameroon. We believe that a leader is somebody who has a position. Yeah, he is the directeur, chef de service. Directeur général. So that's it. Now let me say this. So people feel that because that person has a position, they are a leader. But let me say this. In fact, it is not the position that makes somebody a leader. It is his leadership that makes that position. That's why you respect certain people. Not because they have a position. You respect them because they make that position make meaning. A couple of people here went with me to Rwanda. How many of you went to Rwanda? Can you put up your hand if you went to Rwanda? Confidence, you can stop filming so that you can concentrate. Yeah. Everybody who went to Rwanda, just put up your hand. Okay. All right. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 people that went to Rwanda. Now, when you went to that country, let me start with my brother at the back. Brother Money. When you went to that country, what is something that shocked you about that country?
What shocked me about the country was the level of cleanliness in the country. Yeah. A lot of things, but that cleanliness in the country was what marked a lot.
Okay. Confidence. When you went to that country, what shocked you about what you saw?
The honesty of the people.
The honesty.
I had my shoe had a problem, and I just called a bike person. I gave him the shoe, gave the money, just said, this is where this is my hotel. The person went and did the shoe, everything came back. Not only came back and gave me the change. I said, no, sorry, take it. And I even added something on it. The honesty is just at the top.
Okay. Are you hearing that? Okay. Pass the microphone to another person who went there. I want you to show you something. Leadership, what powerful.
Great. So the first thing that when I enter Rwanda,
Please, can you just listen, please?
That I saw is that with respect to...
Can you wait, Pastor, just wait a minute. Yeah, please, let's listen to him so that I get the story. Yeah.
The first thing that shocked me when I entered Rwanda was that with respect to their bike system, motorbike system, there must be two on a bike.
They don't say there must be two.
No, okay. Now, the bike man must have a helmet, that's the first. The bike must have a helmet. And you must have two helmets. When you take a passenger, you must give that passenger a helmet. And you cannot take more than that one passenger. That shocked me because me, I know what is taking place in this country.
And that's why so many people die. And there the fewer people die. Simple. And then they say, my brother just added that, and you say it's village people. No. Now listen to this. You see all what these people said, and this is not even 1 million of what they could say, right? But all what they said is reduced to leadership. They have a president called Paul Kagame. He has zero tolerance for corruption. He has zero tolerance for dirt. And if they see dirt on the street and that thing is not taken care of, I guarantee you that the mayor will not be in the office, will be sacked immediately. There are people that have been made minister in the morning and because something wrong happened that they are doing. Are you understanding me? So everybody is on their tipping toes. They have to do what they have to do. We're in Rwanda. My wife forgot her phone. It was in the hotel. Forgot her phone somewhere and all of that. She came back home and noticed, we came back to our own hotel and noticed, you've forgotten your hotel. Forgotten your phone. And we're in a time where we're doing an evaluation meeting. So we said, okay. We finished the evaluation meeting at about 11 p.m. We drove back around the place and we said, did you see any phone there? They had found the phone. They were asking us, how does the phone look like on order? And then they gave us the phone. And that's an iPhone. That's a very expensive phone. So can you see? But all of that is because of leadership. The people are taught to be honest. The people are and if you come and you are trying to bribe somebody there, they will tell you, please don't put me into trouble. Just carry your, not the Cameroon language, carry your balogo. Yes. Did you hear what confidence said? How can you say you take your pair of shoes, number one, you give the money for them to go and repair it, and then bring it to where you are? Come on. Cameroon, they will say, Leadership. Now, one of the days, our team was going for safari. We're going to see lions and all of those things, right? And my wife said, she noticed that every village or small village that they pass around, they will see somebody seated and is teaching people also. They will sit on it. And she was wondering, like, what is really going on? And so she asked the guide, the tour guide, and said, why is it that when we go to all these small villages, we see people? He said, the government sends somebody from the city every week, once a week, to come and sit with the people and discuss with the people and talk about the values of their country. Talk about how they should take care of one another. Talk about how they should love one another. Talk about how they have to keep their streets clean. Talk about that every week. Every week. Every week. That's why Rwanda is the least corrupt country in Africa. And that's why, do you know what? And here is a country that does not have oil. They don't have any natural resource. Zero. Cameroon has cocoa. It has what? Oil. Bauxite. Gold. All that. Now, they don't have any of that. They don't even have access to water. They don't have access to the ocean like we have Douala and Limbe. They don't have any such thing. Like that. They have to depend on another country. You come and, the Kenya, and then they take it inland. Right? The only thing that they have is tourism. But they have built their entire nation on that. That's why even us, Lead Mission, we went and organized a conference there. And through that conference, they're going to get literally hundreds of thousands of US dollars because we came to that country. But do you now see how when you leadership can elevate an entire nation? Because what is happening is because of that leadership. Because people feel safe. People go there then. They go and take there and relax because they know even if you are relaxing and you forget whatever, they're going to come and give it to you. So no, why are you worried? Think about it. Think about it. That is what leadership is all about. That's what people are using to change it. See again, look at the country that has a vision. You know what? One of the things that they have done, they have cancelled visa programs for every African nation. So if you are an African, you can enter into Rwanda. If you have any African country passport, you don't need a visa. See how people are wise? How will you go to Rwanda if you are not going there to spend? You see what I'm saying? So now you take $150 and then you block somebody from coming to your country. Meanwhile, they're coming to give you money. Do you see? You are African, you come free of charge because they know when you come, do how. See, that's how people use their brains. I went to Rwanda, and Bafoussam, and I don't know if you heard about this, but they'll close down a church. Why? Because they don't have a clean toilet. Yeah. They closed a church because you don't have a clean toilet. Yes. So think about that. Every day there's cleaning and weeding of the streets. Cleaning thoroughly. All the grass taken care of, manicure, everything. Every day they have a budget for all of that. Yeah, so every 2 hours there. Okay. Listen to that. But leadership. Somebody had to stand up. Somebody had to say and cast a vision and decide that they will move an entire nation to it. All that. If you go there and you go and call for a taxi, you would. Somebody who was that who told me? I think was it in Yaoundé? Somebody came from Cameroon and they called for a taxi and they think taxi came and the person, are you the one? Can you tell your story, please? Give him a microphone because I don't. Give him a microphone because I don't.
My goodness, that one, it really shocked me because here we go also in Nyango here in Cameroon, but in Nyango that we call in Rwanda, when he came, I asked, this guy, is he owned by a president or a minister? Because the one that came, they said That was just a normal Nyango. And then the second one that came was VIP. The VIP, when you look at the VIP, you compare with what we have here, it is far back, because the normal Nyango that came, if you look at it, you sit inside, just the perfume alone that is inside, and just the music that they put inside, it just cool, and then the aircon. And then what I took note of was the whole Rwanda. You cannot see pollution, nothing like pollution, nothing. Even the bike, you don't see the sound of bike. This is our guy here, they pass them in, vroom, 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 vroom. You hardly see that in Rwanda. The whole town is calm, no haunting of any horn in the car, pam pam pam, no. Just quiet, easy, and very clean, very clean. No okwa, nothing.
So, you see, the reason why we're telling you this is to see what leadership can do. And I'm talking about not leadership according to position, because we also have so-called leadership here. So-called, because that's not leadership. Right? So, think about it. But you and me are the people that will go and make a change. We are not going to stand and just be pointing fingers at other people. We're going to say, we are the leaders. We are going to start by doing something. Number one, we are going to raise the lid on our leadership. Number two, we are going to start practicing influence. We already showed all of the ways that you can start doing that today. My prayer is that when you go, you open that thing and start where you are. Where you start now might look small, but before you know it, it's going to cause a great change. So start where you are. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so